Look in front of you and look at the screen. 13 students. Okay. Yeah, for the aqueous solution, let me just revise it very quickly. The aqueous solutions, when we are doing the electrolysis of aqueous solutions, okay, electrolysis of aqueous solution, then in aqueous solution we will get if it's a solution, okay, a solution in water. Aqueous means water, so it's a solution, something is dissolved in water. Okay, so we will take a solute, okay, solute and solvent. In a solution we have solute and solvent, and in this one the solute is the ionic compound which we take, okay, the ionic compound, and the solvent is water. Okay, so in water we will dissolve this ionic compound, and for the ionic compound, when we pass the electricity it will split into its ions, so we get X positive, Y negative. Okay, so positive, negative, one cation and one cation, one cation and one anion we will get from the ionic compound, and water will also split. Okay, so water will give H positive and OH negative. Okay, so in this electrolysis we are actually getting two cations, okay, and two anions, Y negative and hydroxide negative. So two positive ions and two negative ions. Now we have to decide that which ion will discharge. So these two are positive, X positive, the ion which we get from the ionic compound, and the hydrogen ion. Both of them will go towards cathode, negative cathode, and Y negative and hydroxide negative, both of them will move towards anode. Okay, positive anode, but only one will discharge, only one will win. Now I will tell you that how we will guess that, how we will identify that which one will actually discharge. Okay. I'm saying discharge. What does discharge means? What does the word discharge means?
Be produced.
Hmm? Sorry.
Like hydrogen gas, like if it's
Mm,
negative, if it
uh,
gets
uh-huh.
free, so like hydrogen gas will be produced, so it will be discharged, removed.
Yeah, discharge, removal of charge. Okay, so if any species, these are ions, so if they are positive, then from positive it will turn into neutral, zero. From negative it will turn into zero by losing the electron. Okay, so this is known as discharge. So only one ion from the positive, from the two cations, only one will discharge, and from the two negative ions also only one will discharge, and the other one will remain in the solution. Okay, now we have to see that which one will discharge. For this I started this, there is electrochemicals, there are 2 points actually, two things which will decide. Okay, the first point is for the cations, which is electrochemical series. Okay, for the cations means positive ions. For the positive ions, you will see the position of ions in the electrochemical series, and for the anions you will see the concentration. Okay, for the negative anions, for this one you will not see this series. For the anions, we will see the concentration. Okay, now for electrochemical series, first I will explain you the electrochemical series for the cations. Electrochemical series and the reactivity series is the same. Okay, in any of the class, like in grade 6 or in grade 7, you studied the reactivity series of metals, reactivity series of metals. So in reactivity series and in electrochemical series, the arrangement of metals is the same. Okay, the arrangement of metals is the same, but in electrochemical series, as we go down, okay, as we go down in the series, the tendency or the ability to discharge increases. Okay, remember this thing, that the ability to discharge increases when we go down in the series. Okay, now how to remember the series in order? You can remember like this, that first in the starting we have group 1 metals. Okay, in the starting there are group 1. See here, lithium, sodium, they are representing group 1. Then after group 1, there is group 2. Okay, magnesium is representing group 2. After group 2, there is group 3. Okay, it's in the sequence, group 1, group 2, group 3. Okay, in the reactivity series and electrochemical series, both, in both of them. Reactivity series is actually their ability to react. Okay, their ability to react. So they are from the higher reactivity and going towards the low reactive metals. Okay, in electrochemical series also the arrangement is the same. Okay, but the ability to discharge increases when we go down. So they are from the less ability to discharge, and we are moving towards the more ability to discharge. Okay, and then aluminium is in group 3. Okay, then after group 3 there are transition metals. Okay, transition metals which are present in first half of the block. So for example, this is the transition metal block. Okay, transition metal block. So the elements which are present in the start of the transition metal block, they are placed at first after group 3. Okay, so the metals which are present, okay, listen very carefully, the metals which are present at the start of the transition metal block, okay, they have a little medium reactivity. So these metals are placed after group 3. Okay, like zinc, iron, tin, lead, these metals are upper transition metals. Okay, then you have hydrogen in the middle, H positive. Okay, H positive in the middle, because water is present. So from water, because of water, we will always get S. Okay, so S positive position is between the transition metals here. And then after hydrogen also we have transition metals, lower transition metals, which are very, very less reactive, like copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. Okay, these are the metals which are very, very low reactive. Okay, very, very low reactive metals. So they are placed in the end. So after hydrogen also there are transition metals. Okay, this is the order of elements of metals in the electrochemical series and in reactivity series. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3, then transition metals. Then in the middle there is hydrogen, and then in the last there are some very low reactive transition metals. Okay, and in this series, as we go down, their ability to discharge increases. Okay, like for example, mm, if we are doing the electrolysis of NaCl solution, so from NaCl we'll get Na positive, and from H2O we are getting H positive. So Na and H positive, which one will discharge according to this series?
H
H.
positive.
Yes, H positive. Okay, good, because here is sodium at the top and hydrogen is here, and as we go down, its ability increases. Okay, so hydrogen will discharge. And for example, if in the solution we have silver ions and hydrogen ions, so which ions will discharge?
Ag silver.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
No,
Ag plus.
Hydrogen.
Yeah,
silver
if
ions.
if we have silver ions and hydrogen, these are hydrogen ions. Okay, this is hydrogen and this is silver. And as we go down, the ability increases. So silver ions will discharge. Okay, the ions, just remember the ion which is present at the lowest position. Okay, lower position, that will discharge. Lower in the reactivity series as compared to the other. Okay, so this is for the cations. So for the cations, how to identify that which ion will discharge, we will see the electrochemical series. Okay, and from the two ions which are competing, the ion which is present at the lowest position, okay, not lowest, lower position as compared to the other one, okay, that one will discharge. So for the electrochemical series or for the reactivity series, if you remember this line, to learn the series. Do you remember that Police Sergeant Lee Charlie? Your teacher told you about this or not? To learn the reactivity series of metals.
No, ma'am.
The
No,
Yes.
line.
ma'am, no. No, no one.
So the
Ma'am, my
boys
teacher
was
did tell us, but we forgot.
so it's like police, because I told this to my grade 7 class in this first term. Police sergeant Lee Charlie Mazintel, Mazintl, Mazintel, caught him stealing gold plates. Okay, this is a line to remember the arrangement, the order of the metals. Okay, so you can remember the order like this. So from police, it's K positive, okay, potassium. From sergeant, it's Na positive, sodium ion. Lee.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
this is a different one, but like the one we learned, I remember, is please stop
Huh?
calling me careless zebra instead of trying to learn how copper saves gold. This learned.
Oh, so you can learn by that one also.
Uh,
I know only this one because my teacher told me this. Okay. Mesental Mg. From A, it's aluminum. From Z, it's zinc. What is from I?
iron.
Iodine.
Uh, Iron. Iodine is a non-metal. Okay, we are doing this for metals, for cations. Okay, metal ions. From N, from T, and what's from L? What's from T?
Lithium. L.
No, lithium is Li. From T, it's tin, Sn, tin. From L, it's lead, Ag.
Yeah.
Okay, lead. And cort is Cu, copper. Okay, copper. And then him is H positive, stealing, silver. Yeah. From gold, gold. And plates, platinum. Okay, so this is the same order of metals which I told you for the electrochemical series. Okay, so it's the electrochemical series actually. You can see that potassium, sodium, lithium, they are group 1. Okay, calcium and magnesium, they are in group 2. Aluminium is in group 3. Zinc, iron, nickel, tin, lead, copper, they are upper transition metals. Okay, upper transition metals which have medium reactivity, then hydrogen in the middle, and then you have low reactivity transition metals. Okay, low reactive transition metals. So this is the order. Okay, and as you go down the series, as you go at the end of the series, the ability to discharge increases. Okay, so is it clear now, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is for the cations, for the positive ion. Okay, now let's come to the negative ion, and then we will do one example. Okay, for the negative ion, for the anions. Okay, how we will identify that which ion will discharge. Now anion in the solutions. Okay, for the solution we will either have a dilute solution or we have a concentrated solution. Okay, there are only two ways, that either we have a dilute solution or we have a concentrated solution. And the difference you all know in the dilute and concentrated solution. In dilute solution, there is um, more solvent, okay, and
That's all.
less solute. Okay, in concentrated solution, yeah, dilute and concentrated. Yeah, in concentrated solution,
More
there is,
solute and less solvent.
yes, there is less solvent and more solute. Okay. So for anions, remember the one which is more in amount, which is more in concentration, that one will discharge. Okay, the one which is more in concentration. So if the solution is dilute, if it is dilute solution, then the ions which are produced from the solvent, they will discharge. Okay, what is the solvent here? Like in the electrolysis of aqueous solutions, what is the solvent? We dissolve everything in,
Water.
Water.
yeah, we dissolve everything in water. Okay, so in dilute solution we have more water present. Okay, and less solute means less salt. Okay, and in concentrated solution we have less solvent, water is less, and
And
more,
more salt.
yeah, more salt. Okay, so solvent, water will give OH negative ions and salt will give Y negative. Okay, whatever is the Y. And in this one concentrated also, water will give OH negative and salt will give Y negative. Okay, now in dilute solution, tell me which ions will be more, OH ions or Y?
OH.
Which color should I take? Yeah, because in dilute solution there is more water present. Okay, so if there is more water, obviously there will be more OH ions. So in this case, OH ions will discharge at anode. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in concentrated solution, there is more solute. Okay, it means there is more salt in it. Okay, so whatever salt ion is present, that one will discharge in case of concentrated solution. Okay, so that's how we can identify that which anion will discharge. Okay, so we will see the concentration, that which ion's concentration is more. This is for the anions only. Okay, for the cations we will see the electrochemical series, the one which is present at the lower position, that will discharge. Okay, and for the anions we will see the concentration. Okay, if it is a dilute solution, then OH ions will be more in amount. Okay, obviously, and they will discharge. And if it is concentrated solution, then salt ions will be more and they will discharge. Okay, I hope it's clear now.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay, now let's take the example which is in your book. In your book, there is an example of concentrated sodium chloride solution. Okay, on page 109. Okay, open page 109. You can see here the example, electrolysis of concentrated sodium chloride solution. Okay, so let's discuss this example, concentrated sodium chloride solution. Okay, let me draw it. Okay, and as I draw, I will explain you. Okay, while drawing. So first, electrolytic tank, okay, or electrolytic cell. Then we have electrodes. Okay, they are connected with battery, positive, negative. The one which is connected with negative terminal is cathode. Okay, and the one with the positive terminal is anode. Okay, then we have an electrolyte. What is the electrolyte here in this example? Boys, what's the electrolyte?
Concentrated sodium chloride.
Yes, we are doing the electrolysis of concentrated sodium chloride solution. Okay, so this will be the electrolyte. Okay, now when we pass the electricity, okay, boys, leave everything, okay, and look at the screen and listen to me. So when we pass the electricity, sodium chloride will break and the water which is present, it will also break. Okay, it will also split. So from sodium chloride, we will get sodium ions, okay, Na positive, and chloride negative. Okay, so we'll get sodium ions and chloride ions in the solution. And from water, we will get H positive, okay, H positive ions and OH negative
OH negative.
ions. OH negative, OH negative. Okay, so these are like the, it's the representation that these ions are present. Okay, now we have two types of cations and two types of anions. We have sodium here and hydrogen. Okay, in the cations, we have sodium and hydrogen. Okay, now how we will identify which one will discharge?
Hydrogen.
Then hydrogen.
Yes, we will see the electrochemical series. Okay, and we will compare that from sodium and hydrogen, which is placed at the lower position. So hydrogen is placed at the lower position, so that one will discharge. Okay, so hydrogen is the one which will discharge at cathode and sodium will remain in the solution. Okay, so when hydrogen will discharge, it will go to the cathode. Okay, hydrogen ion positive means shortage. Okay, deficiency of electrons. So hydrogen will gain the electron and become H. Okay, but this equation is incomplete because hydrogen is diatomic. Okay, so to balance it, to make it 2, we will take 2 hydrogen ions. Okay, 2 hydrogen ions will gain 2 electrons and become hydrogen gas. So we will see tiny bubbles of transparent or white hydrogen gas coming out from cathode. Okay, so one of the product is hydrogen. Now, on the other hand, from the N ions, we have chloride ions and OH negative ions. So from these two, which one will discharge? As it is
OH.
concentrated solution.
OH.
Cl.
Are you sure? It's a
Cl.
concentrated solution, so there will be
Cl.
more solute.
Cl.
Yeah. Okay, so remember this thing that this is concentrated solution. So solute will be more. NaCl is more. Okay, so chloride ions are more in amount. They are more concentrated. So chloride ions will discharge. Okay, so anode half equation will be 2 chloride ions will lose 2 electrons and become Cl2 gas. Okay, chlorine gas. So at anode, we will see pale green gas. Okay, yellowish green. It's chlorine gas is yellowish green in color. Okay, so we will see tiny small bubbles of chlorine gas coming out from anode. Okay, so these are the two products on hydrogen gas at cathode and chlorine gas at anode. Okay, now there will be another product also. Let's remove hydrogen and chlorine from the picture. Okay, because hydrogen and chlorine are discharged. Okay, which ions are left?
Na plus and OH minus.
Yeah, and what will they form?
NaOH.
NaOH.
Yes, very good. So Na and OH, which will remain in the solution, they will combine to form NaOH. So we will get another product, sodium hydroxide. Okay, so in the solution, we will get sodium hydroxide. So from sodium chloride solution, we will get sodium hydroxide in its pure form. Okay, so we have 3 products of this electrolysis: hydrogen gas, chlorine gas, and sodium hydroxide. Okay, and from now on, you have to know the tests for these products also. Okay, so the tests can also come. Okay, and they come mostly in the questions after the electrolysis. They will ask you that what is the test for the gas coming out from cathode. Okay, what is the test for the gas coming out from the anode? So for
Ma'am,
hydrogen gas, yes.
ma'am, I wanted to ask, like, there's some tests, like the litmus paper test, and like there's some for hydrogen, like put in a flame over it, so it makes a pop sound. So like,
Yeah.
which one is more better?
You can write any. Yeah, because these are the tests, no? So you can write any test, but mostly like for hydrogen gas, for hydrogen and oxygen, we mostly use the light and splint one. Okay, and for the liquids we mostly use the litmus test, right? So you can use any, you can write any test. So hydrogen gas, what is the test for hydrogen? Bring a light and spin near it, and what will happen? What is the result? Yes, boys? Light and splint near hydrogen gas or a burning matchstick. What will happen if the hydrogen is present? No one knows? Boys.
Popcorn.
Yeah, it will pop. Good. Okay, we will hear a pop sound. So the light and splint, okay, if we bring a burning matchstick or a light and splint near it, okay, burning matchstick or a light and splint, then it will pop. Okay, we will see a pop sound if there is hydrogen. Okay, and for the chlorine gas, what's the test for chlorine gas?
Litmus paper.
Damp litmus paper. Okay, there's a chlorine gas in it, and we will bring damp blue litmus paper near it. Okay, damp blue litmus paper near it. So chlorine gas is acidic. Okay, it has acidic properties. So first it will turn the litmus paper into red. Okay, so first it will turn red because chlorine is acidic. Okay, but after some time, like if we keep on giving chlorine gas, then it will bleach out the litmus paper because it has a bleaching agent also. Okay, it is a bleaching agent. Okay, so the chlorine gas test is that first it turns the blue litmus paper or damp blue litmus paper red. Okay, and then it will bleach it. So this is a test for chlorine gas. Okay, all the tests are written here. Now in this slide, in the last slide, I wrote the tests. Okay, so all the tests are here. So I'll share inshallah it with you. Okay, so tests are written. They're basic tests. And for what is for NaOH? Sodium hydroxide, very simple. If we dip red litmus paper in sodium hydroxide, what will happen? Yeah. Sodium hydroxide is an alkali, beta. So if we dip red litmus paper in alkali, what will happen? Red litmus paper, blue. Okay, it's an alkali. Next, after this, the next chapter is acid and bases. Okay, so I think I have to review all of your concepts. Okay, that litmus paper is the basic thing that if you have an alkali and you dip red litmus paper in it, then it will turn into blue. Okay, litmus paper will turn blue, and if it is an acid, then blue litmus paper will turn red. Okay, these are the tests. Okay, so sodium hydroxide is an alkali and it will turn red litmus paper blue. These are the tests. And in this one, on this slide, same I wrote these are the equations. Okay, that at cathode, hydrogen ion will go, it will gain the electron and become hydrogen gas. Okay, and gain of electrons is reduction. So reduction happens at cathode. Okay, by electron gain. And this is a test for cathode gas. Colorless gas gives a squeaky pop with a lit splint. Okay, this is a hydrogen gas. So it pops. Then the next slide, anode. Okay, what will happen at anode? Chloride ions will go. They will lose 2 electrons and become chlorine gas. Okay, and loss of electrons is oxidation. Loss of electrons is oxidation at anode. Okay, so we'll get chlorine gas at anode. Okay, and the test for anode gas, or test for anode gas means the chlorine gas which we are getting. Okay, so test for chlorine gas is pale green gas turns damp blue litmus paper first red because it's acidic. Okay, and then it bleaches it white because it is a bleaching agent. Okay, so first red and then white. This is a test for chlorine gas. Okay, see this picture on your book, page 109. Okay, this is the actual picture that we how we do electrolysis of this NaCl solution. NaCl solution, boys, remember that concentrated NaCl solution is also known as brine solution. Okay, so in question, it can also come the brine by the name of brine solution. That in the electrolysis of brine solution, what will be the product at anode and cathode? Okay, so you brine solution, don't get confused. Okay, that brine solution is concentrated sodium chloride solution. So you will think about the concentrated sodium chloride solution, and then identify that what will be the product at anode and what will be the product at cathode. Okay, so that's how we set this up. Okay, set up, and the two electrodes are down, they're connected with the battery, and then the two electrodes have two inverted test tubes. Okay, there are two inverted test tubes because to collect the gas. So at anode we will get chlorine gas, and at cathode we will get hydrogen gas. So these gases will be collected at the top of the inverted test tubes. Okay, and then they will be tested. Okay, the test tube can be taken out. Okay, and then it will be tested like this. Okay, the gas, and they will bring litmus paper near a damp litmus paper, or the hydrogen gas, they will bring a lighter plate near hydrogen gas, so it will pop. Okay, so that's how we do it, the electrolysis of brine solution, and this is really important. Okay, this one is very important, electrolysis of brine solution. um, okay, and then on the next page same equations are written. Okay, overall hydrogen equation, overall chlorine equation. Okay, and is the time up? Yeah, it's almost up. Okay, time is up. So inshallah, in the next class I will start from this diagram. Okay, this diagram is the same of NaCl of brine solution, but there is a membrane here in the middle. So I'll tell you that in the next class that why there is membrane. Okay, and after this diagram we'll move to electrolysis of acid solutions, inshallah. After this only two topics will be left. And boys, please keep on revising. Okay, revise. Read the whole thing by yourself, which is written in the book, whole story. Okay, if you don't have any question, you can go and take a break from screen.
Hafiz, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you. Allah
Allah Hafiz. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.